Welcome to our next scale model. This is 1 to 1,000ths. We'll call this the Milli scale model after the Latin word milli, meaning 1,000. So we're doing something a little different now. Instead of reducing real objects to a smaller scale, we're now enlarging something that's quite small into something that we can look at in a scale model. And most scale models we're familiar with, it's about the former kind, about reducing size. And so far in these scale models we've done, they've all been about reduction. For example, one that we're all very familiar with is the globe. This is a 12-inch globe, and here on the globe it says 1 to, it's about 42 million, right? So that's the scale factor. And we're in a point now where we have to bring the very small, and we're bringing it up 1,000 times. So it's 1 to 1,000ths. So for example, these grains of sand, they're about 0.5 millimeter to 1 millimeter large. And in the scale model, they basically would look something like this. This is now, whoops, almost fell there. So this is about 0.5 meter, let's say. That would be a regular grain of sand right here. And a large grain of sand would be this rock over here. This guy would be, that's about maybe 1 to 2 meters across. We can now think about smaller things yet. The grains of sand are kind of the limit of our naked eye. Previous to the microscope, we just didn't see anything smaller. The world of bacteria and cells, smaller particles, they were all invisible to us. And when lenses came about, when Galileo made the first telescope around that same time, we started making the first microscopes. And the microscope opened a whole new world to us. And for example, we discovered cells. Life is made up of cells. That was one of the most incredible discoveries. The red blood cell, for example, is the smallest human cell, and it's 7 microns across. So 7 microns at this scale model, 1,000 times larger, 7 millimeters, and that's about this very small little short button, 7 millimeters across. Skin cells are larger than red blood cells. They're about 30 microns across, and that's about 30 millimeters. And that is really about the size of the rocks that I'm walking on here. And so at the scale model, I get the impression that I'm just walking on a patch of skin and seeing all the skin cells below me. And this is probably the viewpoint of what an ant would see. Let's jump into atoms, because at this scale model, atoms are still invisible. That's how small they are. So we have to go to our next scale model, 1 to 1 millionth, and then we can talk more about that. See you in the next video.